Right now, Denver police are looking for suspects in a shooting from last night. This happened off of North Peoria, just west of the I-70-225 interchange. Police found one victim, though the department hasn't said how badly they were hurt. Police also don't have any information on a suspect to share at this point, but ask if you know anything to give them a call.
Last year was one of the hardest years, I think, for me and all my family.
We want justice, I take the person and pay the price.
This morning, a family only wants justice and wonders why in the years since Luis Garcia was shot, no one has been charged in his death. Garcia was in a car last February when someone from another car shot him outside Denver's East High School. He died 2 weeks later when his family removed him from life support. At the time, Denver police arrested 2 teenagers, but neither faced charges related to the shooting. Garcia's father says a year ago, police told him they knew who the shooter was, but the family still find themselves waiting, though their family attorney says that may soon change.
I have been informed that a case has been presented to the Denver District Attorney's Office for its consideration.
DPD says it has made significant progress in the case, though it also says while they have consulted with the DA's office, they have not formally filed a case. Community support groups say in the years since Luis Garcia was shot, they're still seeing too many kids dying from gun violence.
9 News reporter Courtney Yu joins us live from Denver. And Courtney, the latest data shows thousands of kids each year are being hurt by violent crime in our state.
Yeah, that's unfortunately right, Corey and Jordan. Last year in Colorado, more than 4,000 kids between the ages of 10 and 17 were victims of violent crimes. Now, that's all according to the Colorado Department of Public Safety. That's why community organizations like Lifeline Colorado are stepping in to try and bring that number down. Lifeline is a source of support and comfort for families. They go to the scenes of shootings and stabbings to help victims. Adrian Williams is their director of violence interruption. He says it can get exhausting when many of the calls they go to involve kids.
Some of these kids got awesome potential and they haven't unlocked it yet because they're too busy focusing on survival. That's pretty much what it is now, is a survival game.
Lifeline Colorado offers programs to kids and adults in the hopes of stopping violence before it starts. Now, Williams tells us that he's noticed that there seems to be an uptick in violence in the summertime, which is in just a few months when kids are out of school. Jordan?
All right, Courtney, thank you. Another case to catch you up on this morning. A judge has scheduled a sentencing for Adam Holland for May after a jury came back with a split decision on Tuesday. The former Greenwood Village police officer was found guilty of manslaughter, not second-degree murder, and the shooting death of 17-year-old Payton Blitstein. A jury found him not guilty of menacing charges, and this all happened in November of 2021. Police say Holland shot the teenager after an argument over careless driving in an Aurora neighborhood. Payton's dad says the verdict feels like an ending to a terrible chapter in their lives.
Emotions are all over the place because we've been dealing with it for 2.5 years, and the fact that it's finally come to an end, we're thankful that it's to the end.
A judge scheduled Holland's sentencing hearing for May 20th.
Right now, we're going to take a live look at the Capitol in Washington, where Democrats have gained a little more ground in the House. New this morning, New York Democrat Tom Suozzi has won the special election to replace Republican George Santos. This win narrowly an already thin margin held by Republicans in the House. Suozzi represented the district for 3 terms in the past, but gave up the seat for an unsuccessful run for New York governor in 2022. Santos was expelled from Congress after an indictment. He's pleaded not guilty to charges of fraud and stealing from donors. For the first time in more than a century, a cabinet member faces an impeachment trial. Tuesday, the House impeached Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas by a single vote. The trial will take place in the Senate. Republicans accuse Mayorkas of violating immigration laws. Democratic leaders in the Senate have signaled they expect his trial to be brief. Since that party controls that chamber, experts expect an acquittal. And come this spring, the CDC is expected to ease up on its COVID-19 isolation guidelines. The plan is to put them more in line with the guidance that's out there for other illnesses like the flu. That means those who test positive for COVID won't have to isolate if they've been fever-free for 24 hours with mild or improving symptoms. Since 2021, the CDC has called for people to isolate for at least 5 days after a positive test and then wear a mask.
Right now, Denver is spending about $3 million to address the opioid epidemic. This money comes from a settlement with some of the companies that created and fueled the crisis. The city got about $7 million back in 2022, and this week, the city announced the first recipients, including the group Advocates for Recovery. Denver gave them nearly $340,000. The nonprofit will use the money to help Spanish speakers and hire bilingual recovery coaches.
We want to jump that barrier. We have to bust that barrier so that no more people struggle with this.
Advocates for Recovery hope to help 200 new people battling addiction.
And one thing you want to know about the weather today is we've got some clouds drifting across the Front Range at this hour and a little light snow for the high country. As the day goes on, we'll see more in the way of sunshine and mild temperatures once again in the 50s along the northern Front Range.